Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Chaos Wolf here, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Now it's that time again, it's ship review time. And this time we are taking a look at the Imperial Clipper. Now I know a lot of you have been waiting a long time for me to review this ship. Now I have actually been working my ass off in my main account trying to get the rep needed to get this ship. And typically, this morning, the the cross-platform beta arrived, so it made all my effort pointless. I wish I'd have known. But anyway, let's take a look at this ship. Now, as you can see, this is a very, very good-looking ship. This ship, obviously, is the faction exclusive ship to the Empire. You have to be of Baron rank or higher in order to actually buy this ship. And you can see why. Just look at the quality of this ship. I'll be honest, it looks really nice. I'm actually looking forward to when Frontier actually implement the darker paint scheme. So if I ever do have one of these, I could actually paint it black. Because I think a black Clipper would look really menacing. But yeah, as you can see, it is a very good looking ship. It has the Imperial livery all plastered over the ship. You can see it right at the back of the hull on the engine pods. The front of the engine pods, as you can see here, they look like they're made out of carbon fibre. Now I'm assuming that's where the thermal ports are. So that'll be really interesting to see. There's a lot of chrome on here, there's a lot of neon lighting, some more thermal ports up there, and it has very kind of like dainty landing gear. Now if we have a look, you can see the two pilot chairs inside the pilot chair and the co-pilot seat inside the cockpit, so they can just see how huge this ship actually is. But I think we've looked at the exterior for long enough, so let's go and have a look at the stats of this ship. Now I'm going to be comparing this one mainly to almost exclusively to the Federal dropship, because like I said, these two are both faction exclusive ships. This one is the Imperial, and the Federal dropship is obviously for the Federation. But having a look in here, we can see that first of all, the top speed of this ship is 300 meters per second. Now, that's just the cruising speed, but that still blows the Federal dropship out of the water. The Federal dropship has a maximum top cruising speed of 180 meters per second. So this thing is, it's close to twice as fast. We also have the boost speed of 380. Now the difference between boost speed and top cruising speed in this is not that great, but that's not surprising given the look of the ship, because this is a very aerodynamic ship, as if that really makes much sense in space. But it's gameplay mechanics. The top boost speed of the Federal dropship is 300 meters per second. So you have the dropship beaten on speed in both areas, both top speed and in boost speed. Now, maneuverability on paper is not that amazing. It has a whole 2 pips here into the maneuverability meter. But again, that is still beating the Federal dropship, which is on 0 pips, and I'm having no problems flying around in my Federal dropship. In fact, I'm actually getting very, very used to the way the ship handles, but this is going to be a very different slice of cake, I imagine. Now, let's have a look at the shields. Shields, 180. I'm not sure exactly what this score equates to, because we have no form of reference really, but in comparison to the Federal dropship shields are rated at 200. So the shields on the Clipper, at least as stock, are nowhere near as good. They're almost on par, but not quite as good as the Federal dropships. Like I said, the Federal dropship has 200. This one has 180. Now let's have a look at the hull armor. The hull armor for the Clipper is rated at 270. The hull armor on the Federal dropship is 300. So again, the dropship does have the edge here. Hull mass is 400 tons, and the hull mass of the dropship is 580 tons. So again, as you can expect, this is the lighter, more maneuverable ship and faster ship. The dropship is the bigger, heavier and tankier of the two, at least on paper. Now let's have a look at the hard points. We do, as always, the same as the dropship, we have 4 utility mounts. So again, we're not going to be worrying too much about what we're going to take and what we're going to have to leave off the ship. So you can fit your shield boosters, you can fit your kill warrant scanners, you could fit your heatsink launchers, you could fit whatever you want. Now onto the weapons. This ship has 2 medium hardpoints and 2 large hardpoints, which is a fairly different setup to the dropship. The dropship has 4 medium and 1 large. So I'm not sure what the damage output potential is going to be on this ship, but it's going to be interesting to find out. So what we're going to do is we're going to exit here and we're going to go and have a look in the outfitting department. Now as we can see here, I have already mounted the weapons on this ship. This is actually my second attempt at recording this. I had some problems recording this in open, so we had to come and actually jump over to solo. But either way, we have 2 large hardpoints, and I've mounted 2 pulse lasers in these hardpoints. Now these hardpoints would appear to be mounted on the top of the engine pods. So you're going to have a fairly large gap in between the placement of these 2 hardpoints, so which will make gimbaled weapons almost a necessity because of the sheer distance between the two. You'll find it very difficult actually keeping fixed weapons trained on smaller ships all at the same time. So like I said, it almost makes gimbaled weapons a necessity in this ship. Now next we have the 2 multi-cannons which I have mounted, and these appear to be mounted on the underside of the ship, just outside the hull on the inner side of the underwing. So we have both of these mounted in there, and I'm just curious to see how this works. And then we have the usual sweep of the utility mounts, just 2 on top, 2 below. So if you are using this as a trading ship, you do have the option of having your point defences on the top or the bottom, or both. It's completely up to you. Now let's have a look at the internals. We have the standard run through of all the mandatory components, but as soon as we get down to the optional sweep here, we start with 1 size 7 compartment even, 1 size 6, 2 size 4s, 2 size 3s and 2 size 2s. So this ship can be used as a fairly good trade ship. Not only that, but it can be used as a fairly nice combat ship and possibly an exploration ship as well. I have known people use these to actually go and explore long distance exploration. I have known one person actually go and explore Sagittarius A in one of these. But anyway, let's have a look and see how much you can expect to pay per aftermarket upgrade. So let's have a look in the bulkhead section. Now, military grade composites aren't that expensive. It is just over 20 million. So that's certainly, well, it's fairly expensive, but in comparison to the ship, it is not that bad. Even the reactive surface composites aren't that expensive in comparison to other ships, being only 52 million. Well, 52 and a half. Power plant, let's have a look. Let's go at price descending. Where are we? There we go. 16.2 million, all but the kicking and screaming for the A6 power supply, which will give us 25.2 megawatts of output, which is pretty much identical to the Federal dropship, I believe. Let's have a look at the thrusters. Again, 16.2 for an A6, which is pretty much the standard. Frameshift drive is going to be 5.1 million, and as standard takes us close to 20. It's like 18.66 light year jump range. You can extend that, obviously, but that's just the standard. Live support, not going to bother as per usual. Power distributor. 3.5 million, all but the kicking and screaming. So that's kind of nice. It's not that expensive for the ship. And that's pretty much it for those sections. So let's have a look and see the prices of the different optional components. Like, here we go, shield generators. If you want to install the biggest shield generator possible, it's 51.3 pretty much million credits. So if you're going to go down the bounty hunting, the assassination route, this will probably be what you want to be adding to your ship. Let's have a look at what else we can see. We've got frameshift drive interdictors. We're not too worried about those. We won't be putting shield cell banks in this large slot because that just makes no sense. Here we go, auto field maintenance. I can't see why you'd want to put the biggest auto field maintenance unit in there, but let's have a look at how much it would cost anyway. 27.5 million, so that's not too bad. The largest cargo rack is 1.2 million, so that's certainly not that bad, especially for trading. Let's have a look if there's anything else. Fuel scoops, let's see. Top fuel scoop is 91.2 million, so that is certainly a huge thing there. Let's have a look at refineries. The biggest we've got there is an A4, so hull reinforcement packages. Doesn't really say anything here because these are all reduced for the beta. So that's fine. So that's roughly how much you can expect to spend on this ship. Now, as we've already had a look at the placement of the weapons, you can actually see them here. The multi-cannons are mounted there, just where I thought they would be. And you can see the pulse lasers mounted on the top of the engine pods. So, like I said, you're going to have a big distance in between the your two furthest most weapons. So, like I said, I do think gimbaled are probably going to be the best way to go on this ship. I mean, it's all down to personal preference, but that's what I believe. Okie dokie. So, next things next, let's go and have a look around the bridge. Because this is certainly not a your standard cockpit. It is a fairly roomy bridge, and it has all the bells and whistles, as you can see. I mean, just have a look at all the finishes there. I'm not sure if that would be leather, but we have, or vinyl, but we also have what appears to be perhaps carbon fibre, moulded rubber, chrome metalwork. This is a very high quality built bridge. You've got lights everywhere, but what do we expect from the Empire? They really like to to show off in the design of their ships. So I think we're going to have a look and see what the Orca looks like after this one. Because I'm hoping that after 1.3 it will actually have some use. But anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to go outside and we're going to go and have a look at the acceleration, deceleration and maneuverability of this ship. So we're going to go jump outside and have a look at that. Okay, so let's start off with having a look at the acceleration. Now, as we can see, it is taking a while to actually accelerate up to its maximum top speed. And we're still going. We're still going. There we go, advertised top speed, but we are actually going a little bit faster. Now, deceleration. Now, equally, from accelerating, decelerating, it's roughly about the same. In fact, decelerating is obviously a little bit faster. But let's check out our boost speed from standard. There we go. A single boost does not actually get us to our top boost speed. It got us to about 320. So we're going to hit the boost again. And there we go. We hit just over our maximum boost speed of 380. So we are going fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and turn this ship whilst going very quickly. And as you can see, we are actually flipping over now, so we are actually going backwards. But the ship itself doesn't actually stay going backwards, it actually does just flip around and then go forwards. So you can tell that it hasn't quite got as much inertia as other large ships, such as the dropship. But it is a fairly manoeuvrable ship, it would seem, at least in the pitch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at some combat examples. Now, in the time that I was trying to find combat, I couldn't really find all that much, so unfortunately we only have a very short amount. And naturally I forgot to put my power into weapons, but as you can see, the gimbaled weapons are making this a hell of a lot easier. But it is a little bit difficult, as you saw there, to keep the weapons trained on the target. The multi-cannons, not so much, so the medium hardpoints are fairly easy to keep trained. It is mainly the two wide ones. Let's have a look now, we'll see. As you can see there, the pointers are extremely far apart, so it is going to be very difficult to keep them trained on the same target if you are using fixed weapons. But we have a bunch of pirates here, so let's go and take them out, put pips into weapons. And this ship is actually fairly good at closing in on targets. I was a bit concerned that the gimbaled weapons would not actually be able to keep their target up close, but it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. Now, as you can see, firing at distances, as always, is a little bit more awkward, especially with the two large hardpoints. Now, turn around, have a look at this eagle here. He's a good way off, but we can catch him very, very quickly, because this ship does have very, very good top speed, as we saw. And finishing off an eagle with no shield is really not a challenge at all. Target destroyed. But we do have some other targets that are here. Now, I don't imagine that these ones are actually going to be wanted. I just want to see how quick it is to actually chase them down. Because there we go, we can see one of them there. I'm not going to boost again just yet because we want to save that. But there we go. So it is very, very quick to actually come and chase down other targets. And as you can see, we are very manoeuvrable, being able to keep the ship in view. Now you can see in the distance there, a little speck. That is the next ship we're having a look at. So let's boost after it, see how fast we can catch up to it. Very fast. Nice manoeuvrability, keeping ourselves looking at it. And he's not wanted either. So let's boost off and let's go and see how this thing lands. Now, coming into the actual main entrance, you can see that this is a little bit more difficult to manoeuvre than I had first thought. I imagined it would be a little bit more easy to actually get through the letterbox and line myself up. It just caught me by surprise, but I quite quickly compensated for it. But one thing I've noticed about this is it does drift a little bit after you stop thrusting, so you can use this to your advantage to actually touch down very softly. And you can see it there, it's actually drifting ever so slightly, so I'll boost back a little bit and you still drift a little. So we'll line ourselves up and pull down. There we go. I've stopped boosting now, so there we just drift gently down onto the pad. So, I'm pretty sure what you're all wondering is, what do I actually think of this ship? Now, I will admit it is a fairly nice ship. I have noticed that it does handle a little better than the Federal dropship whilst in Super Cruise. It also is a lot more responsive when actually flying around, as you saw. It still does have the tendency to carry on going straight when you are turning in different directions, which is why we were able to flip it around without even doing a boost turn. But the main thing that I'm a little bit iffy of in this ship is the placement of the hard points. Now, I'm pretty sure I do prefer the layout of the hard points in the Federal dropship, just because they are so much, they are packed together so much more closely. It is much easier to keep all of them on the same target. With the Clipper, the issue of the weapons being placed at such wide, so far from each other, it does make it more difficult to actually train your keep your weapons trained on your target at all times. As to the benefits of armor or shields, I do not know. In the time that I had with this ship, I couldn't find anything bigger than eagles or sidewinders or even cobras to fight against, so I wasn't really challenged there. But I must say I am liking the feel of this ship at the moment, and it does sound like a very nice ship as well. Like I said, my main gripe point is the placement of the weapons. But other than that, I do actually like this ship. I will at some point be getting myself one on my main account, just to fly around with it for a while and get the feeling of it more completely. Because as always, this is not exactly a completely comprehensive review of the ship. It is just my first impressions, and my first impressions are pretty much that it handles better than the Federal dropship, but the weapon placements leaves a little bit to be desired in my eyes. But yeah, no, this ship is a lot more multi-role, I find, than the dropship, because the dropship just has not enough jump range in comparison. But either way, this is a very nice ship, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are still really raring to get one, even if it is just for the look of it or the prestige of the ship. But it is a very nice ship. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I do hope you actually have enjoyed it. If so, please do hit that like button. It really does help this channel out. And to join the Wolfpack, please do hit that big subscribe button. You'll then get notifications from whenever I release new videos. And remember, Commanders, until next time, keep flying and stay shiny.